Welcome, Gregory. All right. Today is Thursday, English Day. We will get started on page 9 or 10. Welcome, Dee Dee. All right. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. Welcome, Jayantha. I'm glad you liked to interview Didi. I had a good time being on the internet with the Ajahns for about 3 hours, both the interview and then the Zoom after. It was a late night, but a good one. All right, so page 24. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the worlds, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, while purified with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption of the world, I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you so nobly bred, homage to you amongst men supreme, peerless are you in all the world, may all homage be given to you. The teacher's Dhamma, like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal, I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma, and freed from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desire is calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore our monks drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, we will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, we will be quenched, free from craving. Sangha called a field better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment to noble ones the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the 4 noble truths. Suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to suffering's final end. And this is the refuge that is secure. This is the refuge that is supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma, in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, then suffering follows, as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows, as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others. A recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code. Moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, the guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of Death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed, and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. The Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering, and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Page 183. Katame cha bhikkhave sankitena panchupadana kanda dukkha sayatidang rupupadana kando vedanupadana kando sanyupadana kando sankharupadana kando vinyanupadana kando me vuchanti bhikkhave sankitena panchupadana padi dukkha idang vucchati bhikkhave dukkhang arya satchang. Katamancha bhikkhave dukkha samudayo arya satchang yayang tanha ponobhavika nandiraga sahagata tatra tatra binandini sayati dang kama tanha bhava tanha vibhava tanha. Sako panne sa bhikkhave tanha katta upajjamana upajjati katta nivasamana nivasati yang loke piyarupang saturupang ete sa tanha upajjamana upajjati yatta nivasamana nivasati kincha loke piyarupang saturupang Chakung loke piya rupang sata rupang ete sa tanha upajjamana upajjati yatta nivasamana nivasati. Sotang loke piya rupang sata rupang ete sa tanha upajjamana upajjati yatta nivasamana nivasati. Ganang loke piya rupang sata rupang ete sa tanha pahiyamana tanha upajjamana upajjati, etta nivasamana nivasati. Jivha loke piyarupang satarupang ete sa tanha upajjamana upajjati, etta nivasamana nivasati. Kayo loke piyarupang satarupang ete sa tanha upajjamana upajjati, etta nivasamana nivasati. Manoloke pirupang satarupang ete sa tanha upajjamana upajjati, etta nivasamana nivasati. All right, English. And what bhikkhus are the five aggregates subject to clinging? That in brief are suffering. They are the material form aggregate subject to clinging, the feeling aggregate subject to clinging, the perception aggregate subject to clinging, the volitional formations aggregate subject to clinging, and the consciousness aggregate affected by clinging. These are called the five aggregates subject to clinging, that in brief are suffering. This bhikkhus is called the noble truth of suffering. Exposition of the truth of the origin. And what bhikkhus is the noble truth of the origin of suffering? It is craving, which brings renewal of being, is accompanied by delight and lust, and delights in this and that. That is, craving for sensual pleasures, craving for existence, and craving for non-existence. When this craving arises, bhikkhus, where does it arise? So here's the Buddha giving you those avenues of investigation, those avenues of contemplation, right? When this craving arises, where does it arise? When it settles down, where does it settle down? Whatever in the world has a pleasant and agreeable nature, it is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. And what in the world has a pleasant and agreeable nature? The eye has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. The ear has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. The nose has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. The tongue has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. The body has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. The mind has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Werner, is this the same Werner from Insight Timer? Good to see you. All right, and welcome, Pebbles. So, all right, we will go to our thought of the day now. Page 101. Fourth line from the top. Dubala bhagava yadidang tuttiti dulabahang vapi lavanti kamadati bhagava chittavu pasame rata yesang diva charato cha bhavanaye rato manoti. Yes, Werner. I am unable to do Insight Timer. Actually, also this weekend coming up, I'm doing teachings here in New York, so that are going to be at the same time as Insight Timer. So, unfortunately, no Insight Timer for a little bit. All right. We are in the Kamada Sutta, where the Deva is complaining to the Buddha how hard things are. We're in the second part. Such contentment, blessed one, is hard to find. They find it even though it's hard, said the Buddha to Kamada. Those who love peace of mind, whose minds love to meditate, day and night. Hello, friends. So we continue with this. And we now, before, hello, Michelle. Michelle is another one who started on Insight Timer and has made the switch over, I don't know, it's about like 8 months ago now, I think, something like that, quite a long time ago. But, oh, I'm kind of foggy, aren't I? But anyway, so we have this line. Now it's about contentment. What is contentment? Contentment is similar in some ways to equanimity. Similar in some ways to like the mind that is equanimous, right? The equanimous mind in Buddhism is a mind that's not chasing after pleasant things that you want or running away from unpleasant things that you don't want. It's a calm, quiet mind. And when one is content, you're just, there's no agitation to be anywhere else or to have anything else or to do anything else. The mind is just calm, quiet. So here's, such contentment is hard to find. And so the Buddha says, though they find it, even though it's hard, which is going to be the Buddha's refrain throughout this whole sutta, those who love peace of mind, right? So you have to have the kind of desire to want to have a peaceful, calm, tranquil mind. That's the first thing. And whose minds love to meditate. That's the second thing. So they're actually, not only do they have the intention to have a calm, content, peaceful mind, but they're actually putting in the groundwork. They're doing the work. They're setting the groundwork for that peaceful mind to arise by loving meditation and doing meditation. Well, it doesn't say they do meditation, but they love meditation day and night. At least because you might not be able to do meditation day and night. You might have trouble keeping a regular meditation schedule, but at least if you love it, then your mind will always want to go back to it. So this is, very wise understanding that if you want your mind to be content and peaceful and tranquil, you have to have the right mindset, and then you have to put in the work and do the action to do it. And lo and behold, your mind will be more tranquil and peaceful. But it says, this is not to be had by wishing. You can't just pray that your mind becomes more, please Devas help me, and, all the 80 Buddhas or whatever. That doesn't work. You have to have the mindset of, I want peace and contentment in my mind, and then know the right thing to do, the right path to develop, i.e. the Noble Eightfold Path, to bring that about in your mind. So, all right. I think we're good for today, though. So, Sugi Hotu, may you be happy and at ease, practice well and be well, and may you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which, if I'm alive, should be tomorrow morning, same time, 8 a.m. New York time, for another morning monastery experience. And also, for those of you who are staying for the meditation, as always, it begins and ends at the bell. So have a good day. All right, friends, have a good day.